crazy like team name. Everyone will buy our stuff.
I thought I read a story that like the Savannah Bananas got in trouble because they were trying to like, of course, increase people coming in, so they were doing a bunch of weird shows, and they got like sued for taking a rapping granny to the top of their stadium.
What?
But they didn't like secure her or anything, so apparently that's illegal. I don't know.
I would like to see that city ordinance.
Yeah.
I am so happy I'm learning all the history of apparently Georgia's minor league baseball scene.
Wow.
Like I
You know more about it than I do.
Well,
And I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, like I knew that there was a minor league team of the Braves that was in Rome for like ever and a day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's their 1A team. Their
Yeah.
other team is the Gwinnett Braves. So
Yeah,
that's the hierarchy of their farm.
But apparently
leagues.
we have Savannah Bananas and the Macon Bacon.
Right. The Braves minor leagues don't matter because there's only really 2 minor league teams that matter.
Yes.
Oh. These 2? Okay.
Yeah, those.
Okay, I
If you
gotcha.
go to Chattanooga, it's all about the lookouts.
You know, I do remember the lookouts, but only because Fox Kids, like in North Georgia,
Oh God.
like it was a subsidiary of like Chattanooga, and like you got a ton of advertisement for like the lookouts and like Smoky Mountains and Dollywood and
Aquarium.
shit. Yeah, in between like all the Saturday morning cartoons and after school cartoons.
I'd forgotten about all of that until you just mentioned it.
I'd completely forgotten about it until Tyler said the lookout.
No, now I feel very old. Oh.
Mercy. All right.
I'm 42.
So
I'm my oldest person here.
apparently we meet up every couple of weeks to play a game. Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
Is that what we've been doing this whole time?
I thought we were just socializing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Today's topic was weird minor league teams that most of us didn't know about.
I thought this was a meeting for your tech startup. What the hell?
No, that was at 8:30, Garrett. You missed it. I'm sorry.
Aw.
Yeah, I missed it too. I was watching old Simpsons episodes and eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
That sounds so
goals.
innocent and wonderful.
It's like if I was unemployed, I'd be the full trifecta.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
The determining factor
No.
of whether that sounds like a restful evening or a depressive evening is were pants present.
Yes, pants were present. There was not a gun within reach. So
See, I don't know. Like, no pants is like a comfort zone, right? So,
that's the thing. I was wearing pants,
personal
and
preference.
if I was not wearing pants and there was a gun within reach, then that would be a call for help.
And even worse, if the TV was on and you were just looking at the gum while you were chewing the whole time.
Ooh, no.
30 minutes, his gaze did not leave the gun he was chewing.
Oh,
Man.
God.
I should be
Skinwalkers,
over this,
huh?
folk. Yeah,
Anyway.
skinwalkers.
About
So-
them monsters.
So apparently we wrapped up a campaign. Uh-oh, I hear a cat.
Sorry, that's my baby. Hang on. Yes?
Hey, kitty.
Do you want to go out or what? Okay, bye.
Going out where you're going
That was-
out. You're going out.
That was exciting to watch.
Goodbye.
The
My
cat got very
cat is a
disturbed
little
hearing
bitch, and I
about
love her.
guns.
Okay, so anyway.
So first question, any leveling? Like I imagine you guys don't have a ton of experience that you had, but are there any changes that you have made to your character sheet or that you feel should be made?
Well,
I feel like I want to, I guess, get into the meat of what we're about to do next to have a better idea of where I want to, I guess, improve my character.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So,
Okay.
because I think I've got like one experience, just one experience point right now. So,
Yeah, because that you guys shouldn't have really left with maybe two at the most, two and maybe a few beats, and that's fine.
I have 2 when I balanced everything out.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the kind of game where like character growth, it happens kind of slowly. It's not like D&D where you're probably going to level up if you're playing like consistently, you're probably going to level up every other session.
Mm-hmm.
Well, rather modern D&D. Back in the day, it took a little longer, but like it's not necessarily that. And I mean, you're not. So like if you don't feel like you're, that if there's anything you're looking at in the long term, that's perfectly fine. It's plenty of time to weigh all your options and plenty of time to realize other things might happen and you might need to change course.
That sounds good.
But what's up?
As I'd mentioned to you, I decided to spend my 2 on vice ridden and add an additional vice of pessimism. for functional reasons and also like sort of RP stuff, because like looking back there was a lot of Beryl just being like, this fucking sucks and I hate it. And so if I can do that and also recharge my willpower, might as well.
That's smart. Yeah.
And remember with vice ridden or virtuous, you can't pull like per scene, you can only pull like one source. Okay. So like you can still do the cowardly or something like that.
Cowardice, yeah.
Yeah, cowardice. Like you can still pull from that, but like you can either pull from being extremely pessimistic or extremely cowardly.
Okay.
You can't double dip.
Man, dang it. Okay, fair enough.
So what has been happening in the in the intervening time? It's been about 2 months. It's summer's about to come to a close, we'll say. Actually, no, scratch that. It was originally fall, so we'll say winter is about to come to a close. It's about like what it is right now. At the time of recording this, the beginning of December.
Okay. Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
So I've basically very understandably been having trouble kind of just focusing on getting back to my normal life, whatever that means now. Like the shit that we went through has definitely been a perspective shift, and it's one of those like, even going to my 9-to-5 job, I'm kind of, what am I doing? Like what? Like I've seen behind that wall. I can't unsee it, and I feel like I should be doing something else, or the attorney in me wants to like find the facts and investigate. Like I want to find out what the whole story is. And if anything, also, as I was discussing with our group here, I want to know if the incident that happened at the apartment was something that was kind of like a blip on the radar, like if it was isolated, or if there's something more systemic and paranormal going on in Dogwood.
Okay. Who else wants to kind of throw what's been going on? Let's go with Jeb.
Yeah, so the days at the store have been getting more and more mundane to him. Even though that the clientele are the same and nothing has changed in the store for him, it's seeming like he's just wasting time there. Whereas before, it's been like he's doing the right thing, helping his parents out. Now he feels like a sense of unimportant there because he now knows what really is possible. He knows that the folklore he heard growing up might actually have truth to it. The tall tales, and so now he feels like his time at the hardware store isn't being used effectively because he was serving the community, being like, the hardware store, O'Neill's is the place to go. You'll be treated right. But now he feels like that's almost just like unimportant. It doesn't really matter anymore. So he's been finding himself going to the woods more, trying to kind of sort his thoughts and feel like what is the right thing to do. I guess akin to Jakob, like these folklore that he used to hear about the town, is that actually real now, or are those really just tall tales? So trying to get in touch with some like community members that might know more about these stories.
Okay. Peter, what's going on in your part of the town?
So here's the funny thing about this. He didn't know any of y'all. I mean, he knew 2 of y'all from just kind of seeing town. One of y'all he'd never met before. And I would say none of y'all have really seen Peter that much. For a few reasons. One, he took the time to kind of get his apartment more arranged since he was kind of just moved in when you met him. So there was that. And 2, you saw kind of a different side of Peter because Peter wasn't sure. He thought he was dreaming. Peter is extremely shy. Even if he knows you, he doesn't approach you for conversations. He is far more comfortable talking over like a computer or a text than in real life, which has always been his biggest drawback, especially as a business owner of a cryptid museum. That's was even more outgoing and social. So that's again why his business is struggling. He also spent the last 2 months trying to put together a small exhibit in the museum based on the haunting that took place. That's why I ended what I said to that with like the holy symbols and the Whataburger wrapper on like a display. He wanted to get some various people to record what they remember of that night. Weirdly, the only person that stepped forward was Jeb's father, and his recollections mostly involve Steve Harvey. Like he tries to kind of give a detail, but he's not up to date on what really happened, and he doesn't believe a whole lot of it at the end of the day.
Look, okay, he likes Steve Harvey. At this moment, Frank is watching the Miss America pageant, so like he likes Steve Harvey a lot. By the way, Steve Harvey's hosting that. I only know that because I just got off Twitter.
Oh my god!
Good man. That's information. The only other thing of note he's been doing.
Sorry.
You're gonna have to kind of help me here, Chase. Like when the shitty wizard died and the police were up there dividing up all the stuff. I'm assuming like the stuff in the suite went to like an estate sale or something.
Well, after a lot of it's kind of locked up because you got to realize all this weird stuff's happening, and then there's one room in the apartment complex that there's a bunch of crazy man scribblings all over the wall, and the penthouse suite has like a bunch of weird, creepy like symbols scrawled into the floor and stuff like that. Like a lot of this stuff has been confiscated for potential evidence. Like the investigation is still ongoing because it was so out there. But yeah, small things like furniture, nothing that looked overly suspicious.
Essentially, Peter would have spent the last few months also trying to keep tabs on. He wants the books. He wants the books and journals that the wizard had, and he doesn't really know why, but he just feels like there could be something in there that might help him understand some things. And through the message board that Beryl set up, he notices that his compatriots he doesn't consider y'all friends, but he knows the people he was with are having a hard time. So he thinks if he can get these books, maybe he can help these people understand things better.
Okay.
And I guess you're asking what he's doing at the moment. He's like putting a Santa hat on a Sasquatch statue.
Just one of those minimal decoration kinds of things, just in case somebody stops by.
Well,
that's the least I can do.
You got to remember, he takes his cryptozoology research very seriously, so he doesn't want to insult the Skunk Ape by putting a Santa hat.
He doesn't want to put him in a jacket, but he'll put a Santa hat on him.
We don't know. Maybe Bigfoot's
there's a line.
So.
And
Oh yeah.
It's yarmulke instead.
Part of one of those boards with various pieces of string connecting pictures and articles, and in the middle of it is that deer standing on its 2 hooves
with the salt lick.
With the salt lick, and it just says Skinwalker, and it's circled multiple times.
Beryl, what's going on? What's going on over at the Pickaxe?
She, like I said, pessimistic. So a lot of it is just she's realized just how fucking close they came to all being dead, and is just really feeling like now that she knows all this stuff, she can't unsee it. She wishes she could. And we in our little text thread, I was talking about how at the bar it's like, oh, you joke, oh yeah, there's the vampire shift, the people who come in right before last call, and now she's sitting here going like, well shit, maybe some of those people are actually vampires or something, taking people home to snack on, and just really feeling like she knows all this stuff, but doesn't have a lot she can do about it, and would sort of like, there's a piece of her that would like to be able to do something, but at the same time it's like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm just a goddamn normie. I'm not Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer. Like, what do I do about this? So really kind of just like been picking up a lot of shifts, trying to work as much as possible, not sleeping well, only really sleeping in the daytime, and even then it's terrible, and feeling pretty shit just in general. So yeah.
Yay for daytime sleeping. That's when you know you got your life together.
Hey,
Okay. Dude, I'm just saying. For a while there, I was doing nothing but daytime sleeping. It's not a good way.
Nothing. Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like after a while, you're just like, man, I really should start working on getting a regular sleep schedule again.
Yeah, it's like something's got to give. Like this is...
So we're going to start off. Over at the Skunk Ape Museum. What's it called?
Skunk Ape Migration.
Skunk Ape Migration. We're going to start over at the Skunk Ape Migration. Peter, you're milling about. Business hasn't really been all that busy today. Hasn't really been busy all that for the past week. But you're doesn't change the fact you come into work every day. You make sure it's presentable. You make sure everything's clean. But today's a little different. You hear the kind of like mechanical, like kind of tinny ding ding, like every single kind of like store has, like that the moment a door opens.
Oh no, my door thing is custom. It does like a kind of kind of roll.
Okay, you do that. The mechanical witch pops out. It's basically Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
Damn.
Love it.
But you see coming through the door, you see one Frank O'Neill, and he kind of looks around. He sees the skunk ape statue with the Santa hat, and he just kind of cocks his head.
Yes, hello, welcome to the Skunk Ape Migration. I'm in. Mr. O'Neill. Yes, what can I do for you?
He goes, "How have you been, Peter? It's been a couple of months."
I'm fine.
He's kind of looks over at the statue again, kind of pokes it a little bit, kind of well, not enough to like actually like push it over. He's like,
look with your eyes. Look, please.
He's like, I got you. He's still just kind of walking around. He looks at the mummified hand and the wrapper on display.
The Whataburger wrapper.
And the Whataburger wrapper. He goes, is the wrapper really all that necessary?
I mean, it was part of the experience, and I needed more things to flesh out this kind of little exhibit I'm making, since the police are holding a lot of things as evidence.
Like, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we could probably hit up that lawyer fellow that we know through all of this. Maybe he might be able to pull some kind of strings or anything. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing.
That's actually a very good idea, sir.
But that's not really why I came here. Yeah, looking around, and he looks around and sees a little library section, sees a few things here and there of possible sightings, old classic Bigfoot like that. And he goes, but yeah, you seem pretty serious about this.
I would dare say, sir, this is my life's work.
He goes, well, God, this is fucking strange, man. So I might have a lead. I think we can all agree that a couple of months ago was some pretty weird stuff that went down.
Peter's still listening, but he's like kind of gone behind a counter and is already pulling out like a journal so he can write down everything that's being told.
He goes, yeah. I mean, I think there's some kind of weird stuff, and I mean, I don't know, like, if we can ever like kind of do some kind of stuff about this. But I figure, hey, we got something. We both survived that kind of stuff. I might know a guy. I'm probably going to be talking to Jeb about this too. But old buddy of mine, Glenn Galloway. He's a welder. I think he saw something kind of crazy out in the woods.
Well, crazy out in the woods is my middle name.
Like crazy as in like a giant hairy man thing.
And at this point, Peter's like, he's kind of just gone to his office, ignoring the fact that he has someone staying there talking to him. And he's kind of just waiting for him to come into his office now.
Okay, so he comes in, he enters, looks around, sees the little conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah, but
zigzags.
there's a map of the surrounding area with various colored push pins. Okay,
Yeah,
so would you say it was around the Breckenridge area, or we've had a potential pterodactyl sighting that was over around Margot's Ridge? Now, is that? I know you said hairy, but would he say it was airborne?
He goes, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a dinosaur, but it was over around Margot's, specifically on Boxcar Mountain. And he looks over at the little zigzags and sees the crude drawing of the deer man, and he just kind of shakes his head. But he says, yeah, he was out hunting. Apparently it attacked him. But that's the thing though, that
it attacked him.
Yeah, that's where it gets kind of weird. Big giant hairy man sounds like a Bigfoot, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever said, but that's what he said. But like, apparently it had a gun.
Well,
the Bigfoot, big feet, whatever the hell you call them, do they normally carry guns?
I absolutely have to interrupt you, sir. A Bigfoot is very crude vernacular. We prefer skunk ape.
He goes, all right, a skunk ape.
And
are they normally packing?
No, definitely not. They're gentle, loving creatures. In fact, and he reaches over desk and it's like, I know this is a bit of a comedy considering, and he hands him a VHS copy of Harry and the Hendersons. He's just like, don't take this as gospel, but I really believe the writers of this film captured the skunk ape's its heart, its motivations in this film.
He picks that up and says, didn't they make a TV show out of this?
They did. It wasn't successful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a while anyway. I just remember weird trivia. The guy who played the Bigfoot, Skunk Ape, my mistake. The Skunk Ape. Yeah, that was the guy who played the Predator in that movie Predator.
You know,
Aside,
for a guy
actual
with a hardware store, sir, you know a lot of random trivia.
Nah, you pick some stuff up, work in the hardware business, especially film trivia. He's like, but yeah, I can probably mention it to Jeb. I'm pretty sure he's got somebody covering for the weekend anyway, and definitely get us all out of the house. I mean, we can probably help you if you need it.
Well, I do have some equipment I need to take out. If you wouldn't mind some heavier packing.
He's like, well, I guess I can do that. I might be a little old, but I mean, not too much older than you. I can handle it.
It shouldn't be too bad. Just kind of here to walk with a heavier backpack for me.
So I think I can do that. Going out making like foot castings and stuff like that.
Oh, that'll be one of the few things we do, sir.
Okay, I guess I can do that. And scene. In which case, we're actually going to stop this and begin the next chunk of the recording. Stop.